I was reading the news and I saw this Mark Robinson. If y'all don't know who that is, he's a lieutenant governor of North Carolina, and he's running for governor of North Carolina as a GOP candidate. And a bunch of news came out where basically there are these profiles that they found of him from a long time ago being on porn sites saying the craziest stuff you can imagine, right? And this is my thing. First of all, this is a terrifying and dangerous man, and I know that because he leaves comments on the message boards of porn sites. What? A porn site is simple, okay? You get in and you get out. You don't stay to chat. What's wrong with you? You're not here to make friends. You are out of your mind. Why are you just on here being with? That's weird as hell. No one I've ever met has been like, oh, well, I can't wait to log on and talk. That's a real sick man right there. That's crazy. And just so you know, Mark Robinson has been endorsed by Trump. Trump would stump with him and stuff like that, and he's been at Trump rallies and stuff. And then, Mark Robinson's a very big man. He's huge. He's a large guy. And Trump called Mark Robinson Martin Luther King on steroids, because I don't think he understands how steroids work. They don't just make you bigger in general. Like, they don't balloon you. Like, you gotta work out a little bit. You gotta do something. Mark Robinson is over here being like, I think, I don't know what opinions he truly holds. I don't, because, politicians lie and they pretend to be who they think you want them to be. But it seems like he's trying to appeal to the most radical version of a conservative, right? And he has his little taglines, and he gets in with like phrases. I think that's why Trump likens him to Martin Luther King, because he tries to put on like an MLK-esque voice when he speaks and everything, but he says stuff that he sure his base wants to hear. And he said really horrific stuff about gay people, about trans people and everything. And they uncovered all of these things that he had said on the message boards of these porn sites because his username sometimes was his name. Fellas, I understand that sometimes we're in the heat of the moment and you go to one of these illicit sites, and the site asks you questions. Maybe the site, in order to enter, they want an email or something, or as eager as you are, please do not give them your actual information. This goes out to everybody. I don't care what you believe in, who you're voting for. Please do not give a porn site your real name and email address you use for work. I know it's the first email address that comes to mind when you've got other things on the mind, but make up an email address real quick. I know that sometimes that takes a second, because then you got to make a fake Google account. You got to go back. You got to accept the email from the porn site and then just look. But make it so they don't know it's you every time. It shouldn't be that hard, but apparently it is, because then CNN and the journalists on CNN, I don't remember if they're actually like CNN affiliates, but basically the journalists that looked into it found that on lots of porn sites he was using the same username, the same handles, which turn out to be the same usernames and the same handles he used on like Twitter and like. Fellas, even if it means coming up with a fake name right now. Just come up with something to say in your mind. The fact that he was using his email all the time, but it makes sense. I guess he would use his email because he was using his name and he was commenting and all that. So he probably wanted to get the feedback from what people were saying to what he was saying. Now that I think about it, maybe it was more intentional than dumb. But he said insane things. This dude, first of all, on a porn site, no one is looking for feedback, really. Do you know what I mean? Maybe there's some, maybe some crowd-funded, crowd-sourced. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm sure. Look, I haven't been on OnlyFans, but I'm sure with an OnlyFans, there are people that are like, I made this thing. I hope people like it. Let me get some feedback. This is what they like. This is what they don't like. That makes sense, right? But if you're just out in the world watching whatever comes up, and then you're just commenting all the time, you need a friend. This dude said such insane things. Some of them I can't repeat, but a couple of them I will. This dude said, unprovoked, I'm a black Nazi. I don't know where you begin with I'm a black Nazi from a black dude who should have probably left the porn site by now. He said other stuff. He was like, I would rather Hitler in office than the people that are in there now. I'm more confused than angry. I'm not gonna lie. And then he said stuff about how, like, my man, slavery wasn't that bad. I wish they would bring back slavery. I'd buy a couple. Mind you, this is on a porn site. What wires do you have crossed in your head? Does being horny make you angry? What? In what world does that come up? It's very specific. In what world are you on a porn site and then you're like, you know what really needs to be fixed? The Senate. Bruh. What? I do my best. I really do. I do my best to try to understand people, and I don't get this one. This is beyond me. Because even outside of what he said on the sites, it's also some of the things that make him unfit for office are just what he says out in the open. The way that he talks about people who are definitely his constituents. There are gay people in North Carolina. There are trans people in North Carolina. So when he speaks, he's speaking about them and sometimes to them. And he says very sick, hateful things, And just the way that he has this weird, I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I try to love everybody, but it's very hard to love a black man that hates being a black man. It is jarring. You don't even know where to start. And the thing that I think maybe he thinks is that his proximity to whiteness and what the white people around him like will be his safety. And it's not going to be the case. Fundamentally, it won't. Because when you say things like slavery wasn't that bad, I wish they would bring back slavery, I'd buy a couple. Who do you think? It's hard to get to the bottom of what this person is thinking because it's so crazy, it's like, it's one of those things where you look at the state of politics, and it's one thing to lie, and it's one thing to say what you think people want to hear, but it's another thing to be an absolute lunatic and already in office, because he's already lieutenant governor. So governor's not that far of a stretch. And he got to be lieutenant governor saying mostly what he says now, minus the porn stuff. And it's so bad that Donald Trump himself, the dude who would stump with them, this is Martin Luther King on steroids. He doesn't know what steroids are. This is Martin Luther King on steroids. Donald Trump's campaign is even telling him, hey, you may need to drop out. If Donald Trump's campaign Donald J. Trump's campaign is telling you to drop out, you should probably leave Earth. The idea that Donald Trump's campaign is like, this guy, ugh. The fact that Trump distanced himself from Mark Robinson, Trump doesn't distance himself from Nazis. The fact that he was like, oof, this is pretty weird, right? You know, like Trump didn't denounce the Proud Boys openly. They asked him about the Proud, and he was like, you know, boys will be boys, I guess, or whatever. But you, no. And that's exactly what I mean. Your proximity to whiteness won't save you. You're actually saying and doing some of the same things that the people say and do that Trump didn't distance himself from. But he's getting as far away as he can from your black ass. He's getting so far away from you, you would think he was on steroids. I think a lot about how we think about each other and we treat each other, especially now with like an election on us, you know. Everybody's exhausted. Why do we even do it this way? You know, in like France, they're like 3 months out, they're like, who should we pick? Like we're the only ones that make it a season and a half of TV. Like no one else in the world does this. No one else in the world is like, all right, 2024, let's start talking about 2028. Why do we do it this way? And then you watch people. You watch how they react to people, you know. Like I have a tougher time than I've ever had with the things that are being said, you know. Everybody expects politicians to lie. Everybody expects politicians to not care about them. I get that. But what's happening right now is like truly insane. You know, J.D. Vance was at a rally and it's weird. Okay, I've just never seen somebody with less charisma. Like, J.D. Vance makes Ron DeSantis look like Ron White. Like, it's... Because when Ron DeSantis was running, I was like, why he smiling like that? He was just, do you remember smiling? He's right. He's like, it's like it hurt him to talk to people, person to person. Then J.D. Vance got in there and nobody was happy. And J.D. Vance said, you know, they asked him about how he felt about the whole rumor about the dogs and cats things affecting the Haitian community, why they've been zeroing in on Haitians specifically in Springfield for some reason. You know, he's from Ohio and everything like that. And he basically said, like, and you can look this up for yourself if you think I'm being unfair, but he basically said that, you know, this is a Democrat talking point and a point by the media and everything, as if he didn't say it. And then he Then he basically says, everyone loves talking about those Haitians in the community like they came here legally and are doing everything legally, but they were brought in and they were legalized through a process by Kamala Harris that is unconstitutional. So as long as they're here, I'm going to call them illegal aliens. He's talking about the people who did the right thing, by the way. You'll still be illegal. You'll never not be illegal, in my view. That's wild. You can't do that. You just can't, because the law is supposed to be the law. You're supposed to be the party of law and order. You can't just be like, nuh-uh, that's not. It's not how the law is supposed to work, And look, I think that one of the reasons we get pitted against each other really, really hard is because America makes a promise, and it makes a promise to everybody that they will have it better tomorrow. And a better tomorrow isn't coming for everybody because of systems in place to keep tomorrow like today. So when I see Donald Trump at a rally and he says they're coming from Africa, they're coming from the Middle East, some of them are coming from Asia. These people are coming to our country, they're poisoning the blood of our country, and we have to get them out. I don't just think about people of color. I do think for a second about white people from the past, right? Because white wasn't always this singular identity. There was a time in America where if you were Irish, you were spit on. Where if you were Italian, you were beat. And everything that Trump says about them is what they said about all those people in the background, right? About their great-grandparents. So they may cheer it on, but recognize if you have Italian descent, if you have Irish descent, if you're Greek, there was a time where you were not welcome here. And they said that your very presence and the presence of your children would destroy the country, would poison the blood. And then we became the most powerful country in the world. So clearly it's a lie. It's so clearly a lie. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not saying this as if I'm like, don't even have a program, open borders, just let everybody come in, spill it. The thing that they are painting, sometimes it's not even what's happening in the area. And look, I'm going to tell you right now that I think that there should be a fair and legal and simple process for becoming a citizen. Do you know what I mean? And I think that having a process is not un-American. Having a process is not cruel, right? But there has to be a process. But then when that process is adhered to, you can't just be like, no, that's unmanageable. That's wild to me. I have friends who, one of my good friends is Italian, first generation Italian, and he's a bit older, and he tells me stories of what it was like for his family, right? And so much of it was based around fear. These Italians are coming over here and they're going to ruin everything with their good food. And they were called criminals. There was an assumption that everybody, no matter who you were, in the Italian community was in the mob and you were dangerous and people should stay away from you, It's everything. It's every single thing that's happening now. I'm not saying that there's no possibility of having an immigration problem. I'm not saying that it's not something that needs to be addressed. I'm saying the rhetoric that you use when you talk about people is important. No matter what you do when you build policy, Because I would like the people who are hardworking, the people who are honest, the people who genuinely love America to be in America, Because the same things that they do to immigrants now is what they did back in the day, you know? Maybe you were Irish, and maybe an Irish person in your community committed a crime, and now it's a crime on all of you. Not just one of you did it, y'all all did it. Every single one of you, and we're gonna make you feel like you did it. We're gonna put up signs, right? And if you're Irish, you know what those signs said. You know what I mean? So where did that get us? And where are we now? You know? Because we didn't send those Irish people back. We didn't send those Italian people back. You know, we found a way to make things work, and you build on a process and you improve it. I'm not saying there's not a process that doesn't need to be improved. I really am not. I'm saying that the way that you talk about people is important. Outside of anything else, whether they share some land with you or not. You know, and the same things that are happening now are what happened back then, you know? I'm scared of having a political process that's it's untenable. What an incredible day. It's been beautiful outside. It's a real, yeah, no, you can clap. This is big for us because we had a whole ass hurricane this weekend. That was crazy. It was so. New York this is already a dirty place. This is already a disgusting city. This place should never be wet. That was unacceptable. Like when I looked outside, I was like, there's a whole lot of stuff out there right now that should not be getting wet, right? And then I had to run. So I was gonna be late for a spot, so I was running, right? And as I was running, I almost slipped. And if I had fallen on the wet New York pavement, if I had fallen on the somehow warm water, I don't even think I would have I think I would have killed myself. I think that was on my last thread. I've been reading the news and I saw this story that's captivated me. It was a British Airways pilot that got fired because they caught him the night before. He had done a bunch of cocaine off of a stripper's titty. I know. Some of y'all are like, awesome. And I read the whole story, and when I got done reading the story, I had lots of questions. First question. Why is the titty part of the story? That feels, you know what I mean? That feels like the least consequential part. The titty did nothing wrong. Like, it was just being there for a good time and everything. And second, is that why they fired him? Did they go to him? They were like, you don't even do it all flat surfaces. You're not responsible with your cocaine. How can we put lives in your hands when you're this reckless with your cocaine? You know when you put it on the titty, you lose at least half. Third question that it brought up for me. Is flying a plane low-key easy? How are pilots this comfortable getting this blazed all the time? It's like, this story happens like once a month. Pilots get caught being drunk and being high or whatever. I have a theory, and this is a conspiracy theory that just I have. And I know I don't expect you to believe what I'm about to say. I just think this, okay? You know, like when you're getting off a flight and you're walking to the front and the pilot is standing there, just standing in front of the cockpit. You know that weird thing they do? It's really awkward. They're like waiting for some sort of attaboy or something. It's like, it's honestly the thirstiest thing I've ever seen. Like they just land the plane and now they're like, oh, did you like that? That was me. That was. They, like, pilots in front of the cockpit after the flight look like dudes before Tinder. Just like, what do you think of me? So anyway, when you look past them, which I always do, when you look right past them into the cockpit, you can see all these like little switches, all these levers in the cockpit, all these little lights, all these labels. I think, just me, I think none of that shit worked. That's all for show. That's not real. There's a button under their seat that says fly, and they hit that. That's how the plane takes off. Otherwise, I can't believe they're this comfortable being drunk, you know? Because I think it must just be an easy job. Everybody here knows, everyone here knows somebody with an easy job that is high for that job 100% of the time. I got 5 friends that are dog walkers. They're on the moon half the week.
All they gotta do is walk. Yep. All right. You don't even need to give them a direction. Just they walk until the dog is tired. These dogs look like tortilla chips, by the way, to them. They're very high. I don't know. Just maybe you don't need to fire them. Did they really need to fire them? You know, ask yourself truly, what if he fly better on cocaine? Did anybody ask that? What if he's a better pilot? What if he does a little cocaine and then he's up there alert, just dodging clouds? Let him be, if it's an easy job, let him be drunk and high. Just knock $200 off my ticket. That's all I ask. I'll take a drunk discount. I don't care. You know? That's the other thing, you know, we narrowly missed it by like 2 hours. There was almost a government shutdown. There was almost a whole government shutdown, which is crazy. We send them to do government. We send these people to do government, and they're so bad doing government, they almost didn't have money for government. And then they still weren't going to be fired. You know what I mean? When there's a government shutdown, they just take a vacation and then come back and work it out. It's insane. And they still get paid. They mismanage this shit so badly that it has to shut down and they still get paid. It's the government workers that don't get paid, you know? Federal workers have to get furloughed. They don't get any pay. FAA up there doing their job, hoping they'll get paid later. TSA doesn't get paid. If you think TSA are some bastards now, imagine them showing up knowing they're not getting paid. If you are not getting paid to do TSA and you still show up, you're doing it for the love of the game, all right? You doing it because you like fucking up people's flights. That's the whole real. Oh, this bitch thinks she going to Aruba. All right, not today. Not on my watch. All right. I can't stand them. They're the worst. They really are. They always asking me dumbass questions. You know, you'll be in line. They'll grab your bag, be like, why is there so much lotion in this bottle? It's like, that's how it came. Don't act like I'm being weird. That's how much Aveeno CVS sells. I didn't make the lotion. Just throw it away if you need to. They be holding it up like, he's got lotion. Why does he have so much lotion? Questions need to be answered. Oh my God. Can't stand it. That's the thing. That's how you know nobody cares about your safety in reality. Nobody cares. Nobody at the airport cares. Pilot is drunk. And the TSA is just, they say they're looking for bombs, but they're just taking menial shit off you. They're like, why is your comb so sharp? It's like, oh my God. They like trying to check if everything is a bomb, but then they still will let an airport have a Taco Bell. It's like, what about those ass bombs you're sending in the air? That's crazy. It's wild. Because what if something happens, like the Spain plane? Remember the Spain plane? Do y'all know about it? Okay, in case you don't know about the Spain plane, there was a plane on its way to Spain months ago that had to turn around halfway there because somebody shit the plane, all right? And no, the plane got bathrooms. They weren't like, hold it until you get to Spain. Someone shit the plane, all right? That's crazy. CNN reported it. That's how big of a story it was. They had to divert. People were like, is there a terrorist on? It's like, kinda. Like, it was absolutely crazy. Someone went to college, studied journalism, then got a job at CNN. And at 8 o'clock on my TV, they were like, somebody shit the plane. Somebody. That's wild. I feel like, just roll with me here for a second. Just stick with me. I feel like the world would be a better place if more women punched people. Because I feel like there's a show that I watch. I was raised by 3 women, so I watched a lot of Lifetime, all right? And there was a show on Lifetime called Snapped. If you haven't heard of it, it's a show about women killing their husbands. All right? And just so you know, there's 28 seasons. So women have been cooking, okay? Anyway, I bring all this up because I've watched a lot of Snap because I was raised by these 3 women, always watching Lifetime. So then I'm watching and I'm just looking for all the men's mistakes. I'm just like, all right, good to know. But honestly, a lot of the episodes, if y'all have watched the show, the day they kill the husband, sometimes he didn't do anything that day. You know what I mean? He was just like, hey, babe, where's the... Just a couple punches and this whole shit could have been avoided. You know what I mean? Just letting it build up. It's not good. I'm very worried too. I worry about the economy more and more every day. Not just because I'm getting older and I finally have started to understand it, like genuinely. Like a lot of this does not make sense. Like a lot of what we're doing. I know we all watch The Big Short and everything, but like this is actually bad what's happening. Like I know the economy is getting worse and worse because more and more of my Uber drivers have been white. And this is terrifying, all right? Is the economy in shambles? What's happening? Do you know the terror that goes through my heart when I open up Uber and it says Spencer will be there in 3 minutes? I'm like, nuh-uh. Whatever happened to him is happening to me next week, all right? This is very bad. And the worst part about having a white Uber driver is their honesty. You know, because I'm a jovial guy. I get in the car and I'm like, hey, how's it going? You know, white Uber driver tell you the truth. They will. They'll let it all out. You know what I mean? Hey, how's it going? She took everything. Like, oh, yo. I did not know. I remember the first time it happened. I'll never forget my first white Uber driver. Tyler. I got in the car, I was like, hey man, how's it going? He's like, obviously not fucking well. I'm like, okay, whoops, my bad. You all been great, thank you so much. I'm Josh Johnson.
I'm old enough now that for me and my group of friends, any guy in my group of friends that still can't like get a girlfriend or something, like now it's very clear that it's because of jarring personality flaws. You know what I mean? Well, because this is the thing, we were all awkward. So I was 15, I'm an awkward man, but I still figured out parts of life. You know what I mean? So then I'll talk to some of my friends like, man, you just can't figure women out. And I'm like, nah, dog, you 30. Like this is... Something should be happening. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, I'm scared to talk to girls because women are afraid of you. Like I don't know what you need to be doing. I don't know if you need therapy or sunlight, but like something has got to give if we gonna keep hanging out. You know? And I think I found one really important thing that's probably one of the biggest things when you move out. Like as a guy, when you go out into the world on your own for the first time to make something of yourself, and when you have your first like domain, right? Your first place where you're like, this is my place, whether it's an apartment, a house, whatever you have, it's so important. As men, we have to, I cannot stress this enough, we have to invest in at least one stick of furniture, all right? Like a lack of furniture is killing us out here. Everything cannot be on the floor. I can't say it enough, everything cannot be on the floor. Because when you bring a woman back to your place and then she opened the door and then you walk in and she sees a bowl on the floor, she's like, ooh, okay, he gonna kill me. I picked wrong, that was my bad. He didn't even have a murdery face, but... A bowl on the floor makes it look like she's not gonna be here long and neither are you. This is where you bring people to kill people. It just, I can't stress it enough. I know that we don't care. We're happy. It takes very little for us to be happy. We're happy. But if you plan on having any female companionship, I don't even mean sex. If you just plan on having female friends, then you need to be able to put your things on things. Like, that's not a crazy ask. Just, it's the amount of dudes the amount of friends I have that don't have a chair is so distracting. I understand if you don't have a dining set. I understand if you don't have a bunch of chairs, but you live here. Don't you want to sit? Like, this is just one chair. I don't know. Please don't put your books on the floor. Please do not put your books on the floor. You can have the thickest books. You could have War and Peace and Paradise Lost next to each other. But if they are on the floor, she's gonna be like, he can't read. That's a door stop. That's not, he not cracking that open. That's a paperweight. No? You don't even need books. If you had a bookshelf and put 2 magazines on, she'd be like, what a cultured individual. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, the amount of friends I have that are oblivious about this. Like, I'll have a buddy call me, I'll ask him about his day. I'm like, how'd your day go? He's like, man, it was all right. We were having a good time, went out for dinner and everything. Then she get back to my place, she want to get all uppity and leave. I was like, you brought her to You brought her to your place. You brought her to the place that we hang out. You brought her to the place that I've been, where you live, where you sleep. I'm surprised she didn't call the police. Because that's my thing. It's just where your things are in relation to the floor is where it looks like you are in life. So I'm just saying, just elevate, just to table height, just elevate. There are good men. There are good-looking men that are good men that are a good table away from a good woman. All right, you're so close. It's not even your personality. It's the fact that it's the fact that it looks like you live outside, inside. That is what is doing you in. Like I get it. I was broke. When I moved to Chicago, I had no money, and I got my first place, and I slept on an air mattress, which was the floor. The air separating you between the floor and where you are, that's not real bed. That's floor. It is floor. I can admit that. That's floor, right? So I was sleeping on the floor with some comfort, okay? So I get it. When you go out into the world on your own for the first time, make something of yourself, you may not have all the money, you may not come from money, you may not have resources. I'm not telling you to get the whole IKEA setup immediately or anything. I'm just saying you should have enough furniture that if you bring a woman back to your place, you have just enough going on to look like you were robbed. That's all I'm saying. Just when you bring her back to your place and you have to make the bookshelf everything, you gotta make it the kitchen cabinet, so then she sees a bunch of forks on the bookshelf and her face starts to screw up, you can turn around and be like, they got me. They got me. I knew this wasn't a good neighborhood, okay? Let's go to your place where it's safe, baby girl. Do you know what I mean? Okay. I have to leave soon. Did y'all see the Alaska flight? The Alaska Airlines, okay, if you didn't see it, basically a piece of window popped off of the flight, mid-flight, it was still flying, it was still in the air, and some window came off, and then just a bunch of plane came off, like a door's worth of plane, it might have been the door, a door's worth of plane came off, and I have been so shaken, because we've been shitting on Spirit for a minute. We really let Spirit have it all, and they have not had one of these happen. The whole plane get there with you when you fly Spirit. Like the plane that left is the plane that arrives, and you. That didn't seem like a lot to ask before, but now you really gotta wonder, right? And it just is so crazy, because I know there were people screaming in videos and people crying and stuff like that, but by and large, everybody was so calm. It makes me wonder if if it's an American thing, if we are so bloody, if we are just so traumatized from life in America that a plane can start to come apart mid-flight and you're like, well, I did pay $68, so I guess that's fair, that makes sense. I didn't pay for the whole plane to get here, you know what I mean? I paid for just me, and right now I'm still headed there, so I guess they're fulfilling their contractual obligation to get me somewhere. I don't know. I guess I didn't pay to survive. I just gave them the money to get on. So I should specify next time that I want to get there in one piece as well as the plane. Yeah. Blown away. Because that's the worst airline for it to happen on. Because they don't. When you imagine if you taking a nap, you mid nap, right? Because you got a nap on an Alaskan flight. You have to, because they don't have the TVs. They don't have the TV, so the only thing that entertain you is your dreams. All right. So then you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and everybody's screaming, and it is louder, right? It is just louder in here now, and a little cold, because we are in space. That is way too high to be losing some plane. You know what I mean? And everyone was so calm. Even in the post interview, after when they landed, and then they were asking people what it felt like, what was happening. There was one woman, I understand that she was probably nervous, and so she was nervous giggling, but there was one woman who was acting like it was a Six Flags ride. Like she was just like, yeah, and then a little piece came off, and then, I don't know, we were all like, what do we do? And like, I don't know, I had no idea. Like it was so crazy. This had never happened before. Like, has it happened to you before? I don't know. I've been on Greyhound buses where people got more upset about a dump in the bathroom than these people got about a piece of plane flying off. As Americans, we gotta start acting like we used to something. Like this is really distressing that they beat us bloody so much in our travel experiences that we're like, yeah, I guess I'll choose aisle from now on. Do you know what I mean? That's what's up. Because then one of the most amazing things, this is a miracle. This is a genuine miracle. I'm very happy that no one on the flight was hurt. But then there were two seats. The two seats next to where the plane decided to stop being a plane. Those two seats were empty because those two people missed their flight. Which is incredible, right? You love a story like that. It does make me wonder about that third person, because that means that third person was sitting there. Like, did they take a nap and just wake up like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, where do you go from here? Okay, so I'm going to Montana this weekend, and both my flights were Alaska. Both of them were Alaska, and I didn't even have enough self-respect to switch airlines. They had to call me. They had to call me at midnight last night. They had to call me and be like, "It's not gonna happen, dog." Like, that's the closest to a breakup I felt in a long time. Like, I didn't have the self-respect to leave, and then they had to be like, "You not for us." Okay.
Welcome to Josh Johnson Show. I'm Josh Johnson, joined by my co-host, fellow stand-up comedian Logan Nielsen. Logan, how you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right, man. How are you?
I'm doing okay, man. I did a school show at a school last night, and it was really good. Students were great.
Like an elementary, or
everybody was just really dope. Well, okay.
You just said school. Everyone knows you meant college.
Yeah.
I'm just goofing. Gosh.
No, I'm with you, but just in case, I don't need those problems of someone hitting me up and being like, our elementary school would love to have a clown come and do his thing, bring some joy to the children.
I wonder what an elementary would pay for some lunchtime stand-up.
I think you have to ask what they pay the teachers and then go lower from there.
Shit, I'm going higher from there.
Oh yeah,
I'm giving them a break.
Okay,
I'm gonna do for a teacher's day pay plus tips. That's right. I'm hoping. I want them to encourage the children to leave tips.
Okay, so this is my thing. I try to have a real day of it, right? Because the actual show wasn't going to be until 8.
Okay.
And the train from New York to DC is about, 3 hours or something?
Okay.
And so in my head, I was like, you know what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to make like a full day out of it. And if Sally and I weren't going to Australia, I would have tried to get Sally to come, but I know she had errands to run and to pack and stuff like that.
Right.
But basically, I got up early, went to the station, made the train by like 5 minutes, which is my favorite. I love that so much. I love when you're gonna make it, but you've also really cut it close to where there's no waiting. It's like, it's the best. It's so good.
I don't know. That, to me, I understand what you're saying. To me, though, that last 5 minutes leaves too much opportunity for something to go wrong. And if one thing goes wrong, then you are late. You have missed this train now. It's kind of how how I feel. I mean, the Amtrak is less so. I've had less trouble with it. Like if you show up, if you cut it close, but like
you know what it is.
I don't know.
This is my thing. So I left. It takes 30 minutes to get there, and then probably another 10 to get to my track from where I got off at the train. So 40 minutes total, and I left with about an hour to get there. So I had this 20-minute pad, right? And at one point the train was stopped, and at another point I was like, should I get some snacks? Should I not? And so it wasn't a 5 minutes of desperation. It was a 5 minutes of like, by the time I sat down in my seat, there were still 5 minutes before the train took off. So when I say to spare, I don't mean like I almost missed it. I probably made it by 10 minutes. But
you had 5 minutes to indulge.
I had 5 minutes to watch people panic. I had 5 minutes to really feel like I was better than everyone.
I'm here so early.
Yeah, and
didn't I plan ahead like a good boy?
And the train ride over, because I mentioned this when we were doing our virtual live show for the patrons and stuff.
That we just did, by the way. And we do every month.
Come on through.
Here's a little ad, huh? There you go.
And sure enough, my man, this is, okay. So I ended up sitting facing the other direction that we were traveling, right? Because you know how the way that the seats are set up, you can sit facing forward or facing back, and some people don't like to face back because it makes them dizzy and stuff.
I am one of those people.
Yeah, and
depending on the mood. Anyway, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good. But I'm facing backwards, and I don't mind. It's fine. I've been very blessed where I don't get dizzy easily. It takes a lot for me to get dizzy, even though I'm an easy faint. So like I'm either awake or I'm not.
Oh, see, and then I'm an easy dizzy, hard faint.
Okay, wow. If you put us together, we make one awake person.
Or one horribly vulnerable person.
Yeah. Someone who is both spinning and asleep.
Yeah. Just either one very healthy person or one very sick person.
Yeah.
A lot of head injuries from all the falling.
And so where I'm sitting, I have a clear shot at the bathroom, which in my mind is going to be a problem. Like there was some chance to move because whenever you're leaving New York, I can't remember what the first stop is, but I think the first stop is still New York. So I guess if you ever wanted to steal a whole ride, you could probably get away with it because they don't start checking tickets until you're actually headed to
you're in Jersey, right?
Jersey, yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm on the train for an easy 9 minutes with one stop before they actually start checking me and stuff. And once they check you, I don't know what the process is if you can move and just bring your ticket with you that they put at your seat, but I don't like to, just in case conductor passes by and it's like, I don't remember you. Where's that ticket from? And then I gotta be like, it's from you, bro. Please remember me. I know there's a whole train and you do this your entire day for 10 hours, but please remember me, right?
That is a weird, the only times I'd ever ridden Amtrak, it's only been a handful of times, so it's a thing I don't do often enough. I always get nervous that I'm gonna fuck up something with just handing them the thing or scanning. Now you can just scan on the phone, and I did that last time. But surely still something will be wrong. Because they usually put the little ticket above you, and then I'm like, what if that falls? And they're gonna be like, you gotta get off. I always have a little panic for that, and it's the oldest form of transportation I use.
It's also
because I don't ride horses.
Even if something really bad happened and they didn't remember you and your ticket fell and it went under a seat and they still want to take your money. So they would still let you buy another ticket that would probably only be more affordable now that you're closer.
And it might just be whatever you have in your pockets. We'll let you stay on this train.
Listen, if you want to stay on this train, you're going to have to pay us $19 because we are almost at your destination.
Yeah. By the way, sorry if you're hearing a lot of clacking and walking around. My dog's getting restless. I won't dig into this next. We're talking about trains, and I love talking about trains. But she just had surgery. So I brought all my gear upstairs to hang out with her. But she walks around in a tall hardwood floor up here, so you can probably hear clickety clack of beagles walking around on my mic here. So anyway, so that's why I'm looking around. I'm darting around like someone's sneaking up on me, but I'm just trying to keep track of my healing canine. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead. Trains.
Yeah. Heal up, Maddie. All right. Prayers up. Okay.
Bro, she's got some gnarly scars. She got cut up.
Jeez. Oh my gosh.
I mean, they had to, I guess, sorry, we are talking about that, but she had a big old tumor on her side. She had to get cut out. Well, and they even said too, like, it had grown enough that some muscle had gotten intertwined with it, which was okay. They could easily do that. But they said when it heals, there's a good chance she'll just have a divot. That she'll have a little golf fairway divot in her side where she got a little speed bump.
I'm excited for you to take Maddie to a dog park and just her talking to the other dogs and being like, so were you in Nam or what happened? Like,
bro, she's been through some shit. Because she had 3 different bladder surgeries. I mean, years ago. Mm-hmm. She's had this lump we got removed. She had it removed 4 years ago. Mm-hmm. And they said it might grow back, and it did. And then she had a second one in her neck that we took out too. And we also took off a cyst on her back that had gotten bigger. That one wasn't cancerous, but they're like, hey, if we got her under. So she's just got a big old, like, her whole back is shaved in like a weird, like, jigsaw puzzle, basically. Yeah. And then her neck shaved too. And I was telling you before we got on mic, like, it's hard because then we can't really put a cone on her because then it will rub against the one on her neck, and also she could still scratch that with her foot. Mm-hmm. So I just been putting shirts on my dog, and she doesn't really like wearing shirts. So I do get a lot of stares. There's a lot of just staring at me. Yeah. Of like, what have you done? Yeah. What have you done to my life?
You know this isn't right.
Yeah. This isn't right. I don't like it. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, did you see the picture? I'm going to send it to you right now. Do you see the picture when I first got her home? I posted it on Instagram. You'll just appreciate the fucking look she's given me. I'm gonna text it to you right now because I've never seen a dog be like, "Why?" so much in a picture. Just look at this fucking demon stare that she gives me.
Oh, you guys send that to the people. You gotta put that in the show notes.
It's on my Instagram. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see it. But it is a I will destroy you stare.
Wow, I've never heard a dog curse before, but she is right now in my head when I look at that picture.
Well, it's because we picked her up for having her gone all day and then immediately put a shirt on her. And she's like, first you do this, and now I got to wear clothes, which you know I fucking don't like.
Yeah. This whole day has been unnatural.
I used to be a wolf.
Yeah.
I just assume they think that anytime we do anything dumb to them, they just in their heads go, I used to hunt.
I like the idea that there's like Hotep dogs that are like, see, what happened was the white man, because we used to be wolves, right? And then the white man came along and tried to get us to push him, to pull him, to push him in his work. So then his work became our work. All right. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Do you hear me? All right. So I'm not doing when he says sit, I stand. When he says stay, I go. All right. I'm not really about that. Okay. And best believe anybody step to me, he can get bit. All right. You're going to have to put me down. But if you put me down, best believe you won't put all of us down. They'll never put all of us down.
We didn't land in the dog park. Dog park landed on us.
Let me tell you something right now, because that's the thing with dogs as well, where anytime people act like they've been the deciding factor in the full change in the dog's life, I'm like, all right, yeah, but as an animal, it was going to get along on its own, like in some form. You know what I mean? Like for every breed outside of the breeds that we've completely made up, you know, there's a couple ones with the snouts that can't breathe, and we did that. That was us. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think everything else though,
Oh no, we ruined them.
Like anytime you see a dog that's like deeply, and especially as a puppy, I'm talking about like puppies, deeply out of shape, that was you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they love to burn calories as a resting state.
Yeah.
Their favorite thing to do is burn calories.
I'm not delusional because there's some, I know people who are just like, my dog has this trait because because of their previous owner, blah, 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 all this stuff. And I know I had her since she was a puppy. It's a little different, but I know every one of my dog's bad behaviors, absolutely my fault. I know 100% is my fault by nature of just like, as she only been around. I've been the only authority figure she's ever known. So clearly anything shitty she does, I didn't handle or didn't care enough to handle. The long time where it was just me and her living in Chicago. She basically had an apartment to herself like half the time.
Yeah, free reign.
Yeah. Sorry, she was basically a human adult.
Yeah,
and I didn't do anything to curb any bad behavior. So I'm like, no, she sucks and it's my fault. But she's old now, so.
I love when a dog does a horrific thing, and then they run up to you like you're going to be proud. Like, I did it for you. You know what I mean? Like when a dog just runs up to you with like a full pigeon in its mouth, and it's like, aren't you proud that I brought this diseased animal back to you?
Well, that's why I love. She's so bad at catching stuff. The one time she did catch something, she just looked surprised.
Yeah.
I think I told it on the show before, but she caught a possum and she was just like, and you could see in her eyes the thought was, I don't know what to do now.
So
it's never gotten this far.
Last night, Chance saw a raccoon, which is literally just built like him. Like he's a fat Shiba, and it's just him.
It's gonna be about the size of him.
Yeah, and just different colors, but still, it was trying to get into a bag. And Sally told me he saw it and just was amped and was like really talking all of that good shit from across the fence. Like,
was that his first raccoon he's seen that you know? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Because it's funny when you see a dog see their first something. Mm-hmm. Because either they'll freak out, but like when Maddie sees something for the first, like when she like saw a possum for the first time, she just looked at it and wasn't upset. It just looked like her world collapsed a little bit because she learned of a new thing.
Yeah, he does seem
just looked at her.
Yeah, exactly. He seems to be upset that they are alive. He would love to unalive them, at every turn. Right.
Yeah. Maddie doesn't have that as much. She likes to chase, but she doesn't. If something stops running, she will just, like, she had a rabbit one time that I think I've told this before too, but she snuck up on it and was like 6 inches away. The rabbit just didn't run. Mm-hmm. And then she just looked at me and she's like, and then just walked away. Because it didn't run. She's like, no, this is wrong. So this seems like a trap now.
Yeah. This rabbit knows something that I don't know.
Yeah.
Honestly, anyway, if I come for this rabbit, I feel like something bad is going to happen.
Yeah. You're on the other side of him. Is he holding something? Did he have a weapon?
Yeah. Is he holding something behind his back?
Yeah. He seems to be too calm about this. Anyway, sorry. Trains. We haven't had dog talk in a while, you know?
Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine.
And this has consumed my fucking weekend, this surgery.
I'm with you.
I've totally barely slept.
Yeah.
I've barely slept. Because she won't lay still.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that I haven't slept out of worry. It's because she wakes up and then sprints while drugged up still on anesthesia. That's Friday night after she had her surgery was just like waking up and just trying to sprint to nowhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
It does sound like the opposite of what anesthesia should do.
It never used to affect her that way, but the last couple of times she's had stuff, because she had a tooth removed last year and she did the same thing. It's like she's sleeping, and then she just wakes up and acts like there's something urgent she has to go do.
Yeah.
Which there isn't, because she's a dog.
You don't know that, though. Maybe there's unfinished bones and unfinished business outside the yard, you know?
Maybe. Because it does. It seems like she just starts walking places like, I'm supposed to do something. And then she stops and she's like, no, it's right. I have no responsibilities. I'll go lay back down. I forgot I'm a dog.
Yeah. But
Anyway,
basically,
college gig, trains,
Yeah.
choo-choos in colleges.
I was seated diagonal from the bathroom, which I knew was probably going to be a problem. I wasn't sure how, but I knew eventually something would happen. And I was
You're at least gonna smell something.
yeah, and I was across also from the dining cart. And so a part of me was like, man, maybe I should just spend some time in the dining cart. But my seat, I don't know if this was a malfunction or if I was just lucky or maybe Amtrak stepped up their game. But my seat went back just a little bit more than normal.
Ooh.
And as soon as it went back and no one ever came to sit next to me, I was like, then I'm in it. Like, why would I move? Life is good, you know? So anyway.
Shit, I might stay on for an extra stop past DC. I might just keep going.
Maybe I'll end up in Virginia. I don't care.
When the seat's this good, why get off?
And eventually it happened. There was a guy who you could tell, I heard his click clopping from down the row, right? No, this guy.
You said that right after Maddie walked by, so I thought you were saying you heard her.
No.
Clip clopping.
This dude, I don't know what type of nice shoes he had on, but they were the fanciest flip flops I've ever heard that were dress shoes. Cause it was like
I've got a tap recital.
Yeah. It was legitimately like, how are these shoes making this much noise? And then he's running down the aisle and you can tell he's trying to hold it together, but he gets to the bathroom and someone's in there, and the impatience, because where the seats are, there is the handicap seating, right?
Right.
And so that means that since there's no one there in a wheelchair or anything, there's just room. And so he's pacing. This man is pacing back and forth on the train. And then eventually the person gets out and he goes in. And I forgot all about him.
Punches him in the mouth.
Yeah.
You took too long.
I truly forget all about this dude.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember what I was watching. I think I was watching
Emily in Paris?
Nah, never. Dang, I can't remember. But I was just watching a show on Netflix. The show gets done, and then maybe
Emily in Paris is on Netflix.
maybe 2 or 3 minutes after the show gets done, this guy walks out and just hands in pockets, stands near the bathroom, leaned back. Like he looked like the only thing he was missing was a cigarette to smoke. Like he just barely made it. Like his whole life flashed before his eyes or something. Because the level of relaxed that he was when he walked out.
Oh, it was relaxed. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was hands in pockets, like shameful.
No.
I saw like hands in pockets, head down, being like, how do I live like this?
It's hard to see someone more on top of the world than he was.
Oh, good for him.
It's rare. It's rare that you see someone so content that he leaned his back on the wall.
Wow. So unencumbered.
So unencumbered. And then he just clip-clopped back to wherever his seat was. And I was like, man.
Like he's a horse.
What ecstasy must this man have experienced? Because a part of me was like, maybe he used the bathroom, or maybe he just did drugs in there. Because it was such a change in him. It was truly such a change. And it also took so long that I'm like, all right.
Yeah, because you said you're watching a show.
Yeah.
30-minute or 45-minute?
No,
How long was the
30-minute.
episode?
Yeah.
30 minutes. Okay. Because I'd say it's depending if it was like an hour-long drama,
Yeah.
then like he was getting after it.
Yeah. Legit in the bathroom for what had to be 33 minutes. And that's a little too long. I mean, he had time to do both.
Poop and heroin? Is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Neither one of them take that long.
I mean, if you want to enjoy them.
Nobody boo-boos a whole episode of Seinfeld with the commercials and then walks out happy.
I mean, yeah, definitely doesn't walk out because usually if you do it that long, your legs are asleep.
Yeah. You
So it
crawl
takes you a
out.
second. You got to stand there at least being like, ooh, getting the tingles out.
When I was on the Amtrak, though, the food offered
Okay.
is not.
Well, that's the end of it. It's not. It's not food.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've never looked in this specifically in the dining car.
In the dining car where you buy the food that they
Okay.
provide.
Because I've never looked in there. I've never seen. Mm-hmm. Okay, what do they got? What's on the fake menu?
There's a microwave pizza that I'm pretty sure is like a one that you get in a grocery store. So I guess some people would consider that real, but I feel like because you don't control the microwave.
Existing and real are different things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because it's not a real pizza and you're not going to
No.
feel good, right?
No, I've had those. They're not good no matter what. They at best they are there.
And the person, to their credit, the person that works the Amtrak train that is firing them up for you and everything in the microwave is following the instructions. But the instructions, this is what people don't understand about microwavable foods that are kind of faux foods, is that you have to come up with your own instructions. You know, you have to tinker.
You do.
Diligently, and you have to understand your microwave. You have to understand your dinner that you're having through that TV dinner, and you have to know, okay, am I a low wattage? Am I a medium? If I'm a medium, is it 3 minutes or is it 3.5? Okay. Some people break it down to such a science that they'll put that microwave on 325 and have whatever their TV dinner is coming out perfect. Because they've eaten it so much that now they realize, like, okay, 330, a little too hot, a little dry, you know?
Yeah. Which is a great combination of victory and sadness. Because you're like, I nailed this. Because it's like, I'm too good at microwaving these.
Because in all the time that you got good at microwaving these, possibly, potentially, I'm not saying you have to, but you could
Have gotten married.
have figured out, oh, okay, went two very different directions.
You could have gotten a life and been happy.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess maybe that's the takeaway. Then the other thing is a hamburger that is actually way more depressing.
What was your other path, though, that you could have gone down? If you gotten so good at it, in that time you could have...
Oh, found a fruit that you really like.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like a fruit that you like roll with. Like in the amount of times it takes you to really get down to an exact second and wattage of what this TV dinner should be to come out tasting good. You could have tried mango. You could have tried an apple. You could have tried so many things to be like, hey, this is the fruit that I roll with. You know?
Yeah. Because once you have that perfect timing down, it means that it has to be the last time you ever have it. You know what I mean? You're just like, wow, this is a science now. I can never buy these again.
Yeah.
I perfected this art form. It is time to move on to another medium, which is microwave burgers. So was this like a straight up like 7-Eleven burger?
Kinda, yeah. It did not look. It looked like dry, and it looked like it's finally gotten to the point where the general public is as exhausted with processed stuff as doctors. Because it used to be, if you went on and on about processed foods, you sounded like a health nut, and now you're just right. Like now they finally come out with a couple burgers where it's like, no, that's not even a good shape. You shouldn't have no burger. I'll go out on a limb right now and say, no matter processed, unprocessed, grass-fed, grass-finished, I don't care if you put butter on any of that. No burger should be triangle.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that one was triangle. I'm just saying that the roundness to corners ratio was off.
Let's just say no corners generally. If you're not going to Wendy's, no corners.
If you're not going to Wendy's, no corners. All right. I don't want to eat a baseball diamond. Okay.
I think it's a fair rule.
Because
Wendy's are the only ones that can do corners.
Exactly. Now you're messing up, because Wendy's even had to take a step back and be like, okay, what is the bread to meat ratio?
Yes.
How many bites are people going to be missing meat for?
Yeah. And I feel people typing already that, oh, White Castle has corners too, and White Castle is trash. Okay. I don't mean to start this war right now. I don't mean, I know. I feel them coming. I feel them coming. I know.
Fighting words.
I know. Just, they're not good. I don't like them. I don't like White Castle. But I might have had it too late in life, though. I never had White Castle until I was like in my mid-20s. And I was like, oh, okay. That's probably the problem.
I remember.
I was in my mid-20s and not on drugs. So.
Yeah, I remember you were the one when I moved to Chicago who explained White Castle to me.
I did?
Because I had never had it. It's not anywhere else I've lived.
Well, see, but it was never where I lived either. I never had it until we were already known each other for a few years where I had it.
For a few years? Because you were the one that told me it was a thing.
New York. I mean, I knew it existed. I knew what people liked about it. I'd never had it. I
didn't know what it was. Someone had said White Castle, and I was like, okay, how about this? I thought it's gonna sound so dumb. I really did think White Castle was medieval times. Because it felt like it said it all right there. Like it was like white people in a castle.
No, you're not wrong. Medieval times is White Castle.
Yeah, I was like, all right, that's like what white people will do sometimes. They'll go to the medieval thing, and I didn't know they put the name on the head like that. And then
a bunch of honky improvisers love to go to to medieval times for a birthday. They go all out for White Castle.
And you were the one that that told me that it was Little Burgers, and I played it off like I didn't ever think that.
It was Little Burgers. You guys want to go down to Little Burger?
I'm just saying, like, because the way. Okay.
No, we never had them either. I never had them. I think from where I live right now, I think they had one in like Cedar Rapids. You know, and this is basically near where I grew up, and we just didn't have them. I knew of them, but I'd never had them ever.
Now, are you talking about White Castle or medieval times?
White Castle. I've never been to medieval times.
Oh, okay.
We
should go to medieval times.
That'd be fun. We absolutely should. That'd be a good time. I've been to things like medieval times, like that are offshoots kind of thing.
Like a Renaissance fair?
Well, not just that. I mean, literally like the type of restaurant. We went to one in Florida that was medieval times basically, but it was pirates. And dude, it kicked ass.
Really?
Because in the middle, instead of it being like the big, like dirt, courtyard thing, instead it was a big ass pool with a pirate ship in it. And then on the pirate ship were a bunch of trampolines and stuff. And they were all like acrobats instead of like knights. But they were all dressed like pirates. They would swing in from different corners and then do like flipping stunts and stuff. And it would be a lot like medieval times, where instead of jousting though, it would be this big like sword fight with them doing acrobatics, and they would get eliminated one by one. And like you were assigned, like your section was cheering for one of the pirates. I don't remember what it was called, but it was like super fun to watch. It was like medieval times. It was fucking rad. I don't remember what it was called, but it was really cool.
Oh man.
But yes, I've also been to Renaissance fairs. I've been to a couple of Renaissance fairs. So.
I want to see like an earnest, like a real, like two people have a problem with each other fight at a Renaissance fair. Not a Renaissance fair where it's like, oh, we're gonna go at it as part of the performance. I mean, like
people can sign up.
Like Jeffrey and Sean been had problems. And so they start throwing hands, like full on, like full on tights on everything, but then the hands getting thrown are real.
Yeah, just ye old Fight Club.
Hey, that would be amazing, because then it's also cumbersome, because now you're not fighting in your best fighting clothes.
Nope, well then they're like, get on this horse with this lance, and you're like, I've never done this. They're like, well, yeah, you got beef though, so figure it out.
Dude, I don't even know where this is, but I've watched a few videos that they've made. There's a fight club in the woods. All right.
Elaborate, please.
There's a fight club in the woods where people go and like it's like amateur boxing and amateur MMA and stuff, and they built an octagon out there and everything. And
oh God, so it's like proper, not just.
No, it's real. It's real. It's like,
oh God,
yeah, and
oh no,
and you would be surprised. It's actually handled really well, and the refs that they get are really good. Like the refs will call it off. Almost like the same as the same rules as any like sanctioned event, but I'm pretty sure it's in the woods because this is all legal, right?
So I'm just gonna see what happens when I type in "fight club in the woods" for Google.
I'm pretty sure this is a purposely undisclosed location.
Okay, so how'd you hear about it?
You know, you hear things when you talk to people about fights, and everybody talks about fights all the time. You hear about fights.
Oh, so this is like some truly underground shit then.
Yeah.
Oh,
and it's really well done. It's actually better done than you would imagine because it's.
Have you seen like footage of it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, there was a guy that showed up one time.
Nope.
What?
Nope. You can't just anyway.
What?
Is this something I can look up or can you send me?
I'll see if I can find one for you.
Okay. You don't gotta do it right now, but
Yeah.
I wanna know what Fight Club in the Woods is all about.
Yeah. I think you're gonna be disappointed because it's very professionally done. Like the only thing.
Yeah, but still, just doing a sanctioned fight also in the woods is kind of funny to me.
Yeah.
It's got a real air of like Tekken to it, you know.
Not only does it feel like Tekken, some of it looks like Tekken because as long as you're in the same, I'm pretty sure. As long as y'all want to fight, they'll let y'all fight. And there's this one dude.
Oh, like old UFC rules.
Yeah, and
where you could be hundreds of pounds different.
I don't know how I've seen some weight differences. I don't know how egregious they let them get, but like it does seem it there are some that are very one-sided, where you have to respect the heart of the other individual. You know what I mean? Like maybe when you weigh them in for heart, they weigh in the same. But as far as bodies, no.
Yeah, our weight class isn't weight; it's by passion.
And there was one dude who you know, especially sorry if this is the one that I find for you to send for you because I've only ever watched two. But he showed up. He showed up like he got the call, and he lives in the woods. And so he just walked out of his house because he had the most comfortable garb on. Like I'm pretty sure he had on pajama pants and then slippers. And so this man is doing his footwork in slippers, countering punches in slippers.
Real quick, I want you to imagine you're in the woods and then you encounter a man in slippers.
And you encounter a man in a sweater, pajama pants, and slippers swinging. Like,
because in that case, if you run into a man in sweater, pajama pants, and slippers, the best case scenario is he was just teleported from somewhere else. It's unlikely, but that is your best case scenario. Worst case scenario is he is about to kill you.
Yeah, I don't know if you greet him with champ. You know what I mean? It would be a surprise if he was a champion of something.
Yeah. Whatever he's the champion in, the police have not found him yet.
Yeah. And then some of them, I think, are barefoot. Some of them decide to have on some type of shoe, like a boxing shoe or something. But they'll also do them based on, I think, the discipline. So it is kind of like old UFC, where now, obviously, because all of MMA having some knowledge about every single discipline is for the best, you see a lot less of people showing up with one discipline as their primary, and there are still people that do that in the woods.
Yeah.
Like they show up and they're like, I'm just going to do Taekwondo.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because early UFC, like MMA wasn't like super a thing yet.
No, it didn't even exist. Yeah.
Yeah. Early UFC wasn't, MMA wasn't a thing. It was literally fighting. You were the ultimate fighter.
Yeah. You would just
whatever-
show up and know how to
Whatever
box
type of
only.
fight, yeah, whatever type of fight you wanted to do, you would fight someone, and then there you have it.
It was really beautiful. And now everyone thinks that they do everything.
Yeah, it was. I mean, beautiful's a word for it. I don't know.
Well, it just like,
Some of those early tapes I've ever seen are like, oh no.
yeah, they hadn't figured out
this-
the rules yet.
If they stop this fight a second later, this becomes a snuff film.
Yeah, yeah. But what I mean by beautiful is that it is cool to watch two actual types go at it, you know?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that's even remember
Pure competition.
Yeah, yeah. Like the competition of like, oh, is because that's what they were trying to figure out in the beginning. Is boxing
Right.
better than Muay Thai? Is Kung Fu real? Like is like all that stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And then jujitsu,
Which makes it a
won out
lot
for
like
while.
again like a Tekken or something,
Yeah, exactly.
where you have the character who's doing drunken boxing or whatever, and like you'd have that in the original like Ultimate Fighting was just like a mishmash of ridiculous characters
Yes.
who are brought in from different realms with different styles to beat the shit out of each other for the entertainment of people who had VCRs.
Like, did you play Tekken growing up?
No, not really. I played more Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. Didn't play a lot of Tekken.
Oh man. Okay. So,
That's why you tend to kick my ass anytime we're in an arcade and we play Tekken, because you're way more familiar than I am.
Yeah, but I'm not even the amount of money and the amount of clout that these new Tekken guys have is insane. It's actually troubling.
But we've watched some of the professional like Tekken are like, even though it's just a video game, you are kind of like, Jesus.
Yeah, and the crowds, they'll sell out an arena.
Yeah.
Imagine if my thumbs were that good. I just want good thumbs.
Just give me them good thumbs.
Like if you had real good thumbs, you could really make a living now. We're in a different era. If you come through with good thumbs, that's money.
Yeah. It used to be a phrase to say I'm all thumbs, and that used to be a bad thing. Now it's a good thing if you're all thumbs.
Yeah.
You ever heard that one?
No, I never
You ever
heard that.
It's an old one.
Oh, okay.
Saying you're all thumbs at something means you're like not delicate with it or whatever. So it's an old timey phrase. But now,
Yeah, but now if
Shit,
I'm
if you're
all
all
thumbs
thumbs?
at Fortnite, if I'm all thumbs at Tekken, if I'm all thumbs at Street Fighter,
if I'm all thumbs, I'm a millionaire YouTuber. If I'm all thumbs,
I got a golden thumb.
can we start a streaming channel called All Thumbs?
I mean, it probably would be pretty great.
I think that'd be great.
That'd be very fun. And we could do even like the old games, because you forget how, man, people who made games back in the day, so like Namco, Sega, all these places that made games back in the day didn't give a damn about kids.
No,
All those games were so hard. Like
so fucking hard.
Like
so hard.
Past level 3, they were like unplayable.
They just wanted your quarters.
Yeah.
They didn't want you to have a good time. They wanted your quarters. It was a shakedown. It was kind of being held upside down by your ankles.
Yeah.
Is what some of those games were. Which I meant to text you actually. Speaking of old games, the Nintendo Switch, which we play every now and then, we're together on the road. They just added GoldenEye. So I got GoldenEye now for us to.
It looks like people about to get popped.
Yeah. It's about to our next video game video we make for Patreon is about to be fucking petty.
I don't even remember how to play.
All slappers. Oh, I'm always bad because it's always, especially the aiming is so horrible in that
Yeah.
game. I'm never used to it because I didn't own it when I was a kid, but all my friends had it, so I played it a lot and we get used to it. But it's not one I have a muscle memory for.
Oh,
I am not all thumbs with GoldenEye
yeah.
in the good way. I'm all thumbs in the bad way.
Yeah. It is funny how, do you remember the Nintendo 64 controller and how that was built?
Yeah,
We
it felt like a prank.
exactly. It's like looking back on it, there's so much nostalgia for the cartridges and for the controllers and everything. But I remember when I got it for Christmas
Maybe like maybe I don't know. Maybe I was only a year late, but like I finally got one. I remember that and just being like blown away. And I got like 2 games with it, and I was just like I was losing my mind, right?
Yeah.
And still though, when I was holding it, I was like, this doesn't seem right. This is
Well, there's like 2 different ways to hold it because you have the 3 like prongs. Like some games you kind of need to be in the middle on the thing. The other one you need to be sometimes on 2. I don't know. I always had to relearn how to use that controller every time because I never owned one. But you owned an N64?
I owned a Nintendo 64, and then I didn't own another gaming system for years because it was just I did not have the money. And finally, I won a PS2.
Oh, we talked about this
and
on
then
something. That was a video I think we did.
Yeah, and then that was the last thing that I owned.
What'd you win it in? What'd you win a PS2 doing?
It was a walk run event or something. And I got the most signatures for like me doing 3 miles, or I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was something like that where I needed signatures. And I needed people to pledge, $5, $10, whatever. And and I just put in work because in my head I was like, this is the only way that I'm gonna get a PS2 ever.
Wow.
In my mind, I wasn't even going to grow up and buy my own. I was like, if I ever want one, it has to be now. Never. It has to be this. Yeah.
That's an awesome way to get it, though.
Yeah. And I remember it was like it was honestly like one of my, when you talk about top 100, because I won't put it in the top 10 because that sounds too sad, but like one of my top 100 favorite memories. Oh, no. That was my camera.
Your camera turning off?
Yeah. But one of my top 100 just favorite memories, period.
Yeah.
Was
in the video. We'll just put the wood guy from Tekken.
Yeah, Moko-Jin.
On your half of the video, it'll be that guy.
And I brought it home, and I remember it played DVDs, and up until then, my mom and I couldn't watch DVDs because we didn't have a DVD player.
Oh, okay.
And they were too expensive to buy, and so there were just all these movies that were passing us by. And I remember when my mom was so excited for me and how like happy I was and everything, that I don't remember if I borrowed it or if she bought it. We must have borrowed it because I don't remember watching it. Maybe she bought it. Anyway, we watched Spider-Man on my PS2.
Ooh.
And my mom was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Thank you for winning this, Josh. And I was like so proud. I was like, oh man, this is the coolest, because it was like, even my mom was like, this is pretty dope. You know what I mean?
That's a good story. I like that.
Yeah. That was like, I think that was the thing that really was a turning point where I was like, anything to like take care of my mom or anything that my mom needed. I was like, ever like that, and then the groceries.
So you kept buying her PS2s, and she's like, honey, this is not.
Yeah, this isn't helping.
This is not. You took the wrong thing from this. I don't need all these PlayStation 2s.
Yeah, but no, I was like, bringing in the groceries for my mom one time, because one time I just surprised her because I was still fairly young. I was like kind of little, and we actually didn't get that much. And so she was getting out of the car and opening the door, and when she turned around, I was right behind her with all 4 bags that I could not carry. Like I was just like, "Ah!" Like I was going to give myself a hernia. And she was like, like it was so heartwarming for her that I was like, oh, then I need to do this all the time. And I think that PS2 thing really was like a turning point where I was like, oh yeah, I like taking care of my mom, and I like doing my best to like, I don't know how you describe it, but like anything I can do to spoil my mom, I'm always very excited to do, because it gives me that same feeling as I had with that PS2, because it wasn't that bad, but just not. This is gonna sound melodramatic, but like
it was starting to affect me a little bit of like not even having a DVD player, because now I don't even know what anyone's talking about. Like when it comes to
you're missing
movies,
a lot of pop culture at that point.
dude.
Yeah.
It's like you don't want to ever not have money to the point where you're not from now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're so broke you're from before. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that.
So that was one of my big things.
Yeah.
Where I was like,
That's so great too, because especially in that era of like the PlayStation 2, like that was the, there was like a decade there where it was constantly talking about, having video game systems like that were ruining children, and there was, putting time limits on it, making sure your kids weren't going to be psychos or whatever. You know what I mean? So the fact that you had the complete opposite experience where your mom was like, this PlayStation 2 fucking rules.
Yeah.
That's it's really great that you had the opposite experience to that in every way.
Yeah. Yeah.
That your mom was like, I'm so glad that you got this.
Yeah. Yeah. Because Tony Hawk Pro Skater, I was playing all of it. I was up on all of it by then.
PS2 was a good system. PS2 was a really good system.
And it's
that is
easy.
some of my favorite games are still on that system.
Yeah, it's easy to get nostalgic over it, but I think genuinely what also makes it great is someone pointed this out to me last month. Actually, it was while we were in Denver. A friend pointed out to me that one of the reasons we hold those games in such high regard is because it was our last time owning games.
Like physical copies.
Physical copies, because the thing that could happen. I'm not saying it will. I'm not saying it's like some conspiracy theorist thing, but I'm just saying like what could actually happen now is that if something happened to like a database or a server or whatever with a gaming system, you might not be able to play a game that you own.
Yeah, because especially now, like, I'm even behind a little bit because I have a PS4 and not a PS5, and it's like I think I own 3 hard copies, but I own like a shitload of games on it. Like, yeah, if the computer decides I don't get those anymore, that's the decision.
And updates. There were no updates. It was like they made a good game and then they put it out.
I think it's also that was the perfect generation of where games started getting more, I guess, more specialized. I'm not sure what the right word is, but like they were getting, that's when we started having like the dual stick stuff. Like you started to doing, using one to move, one to look around kind of stuff was in that generation. And I realized if you miss that generation, people who didn't play games during that generation and you give them a game now, they freak out. They have no idea how to handle games now, because I've done that where I didn't realize, like, if you didn't grow up playing games and you try to sit down at a game now as like someone our age, your brain almost can't comprehend it.
Yeah.
And so much of it stems from like that era of console. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So it's like, if you didn't get used to it, because that's like Jess, even she gets, if anything first person or any game that has a camera that moves, she gets sick if she watches it.
Yeah.
Because she didn't play those games then. It's like you have to, because I'm like, why wouldn't you get motion sick? I've just done it for years.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Well, dude, are you ready to open up the mailbag?
Give me 1 sec. We're about to do that. Hi, Jess. I heard her coming. Do you need to walk through quick? Because sometimes
I've got a fun story you guys could talk about.
Well, we're about to wrap this episode up, but what happened?
Have you ever heard of a milk and molasses enema?
No.
Woogie boo.
Woogie boo is what he said. A milk and molasses enema?
Yeah.
That sounds like, when they clearly run out of names for like the specialized IPAs. And they're like, oh, this is demon anus fist. And you know what I mean? They just start putting words together. That's what that sounds like.
Yeah, it works.
Ugh.
That's what I was cleaning up before I came home.
That's what I was cleaning up before I came home, she just said. Okay, thanks for stopping by, hon.
You're welcome. I love you.
Love you. Your job's gross. I'm glad you do it, but everything's bad about it. Should we keep that in the episode?
Let's yeah, let's do it. Let's oh God, open up the mailbag. Gotta go try to eat nachos now.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, this has been a strange episode. All right, here we go. Let me see. Opening up the mailbag. This is our email, joshjohnsonshow@gmail.com. You can email us questions or stories or topic ideas, and we love to read them there. Here's one. This is from Kaylin, and the title is called Storytime Request. Hey, Toontown and Squeaks. I'm a longtime listener, first-time emailer to the show. I've probably listened to every episode about 3 times. I will never get used to that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
People have been telling us that for 3 years. I'll never get used to it. Y'all are my favorite thing about Thursdays. Well, as per usual, I was re-listening to an old episode 48, Little Joshy is Kidnappable, while changing my cat's litter, and Josh mentioned an old improv troupe he was kicked out of. I don't believe Josh ever told this story, and I was hoping he would indulge the listeners. On a side note, Josh singing Vindicated at the end of episode 125, our last episode, Don't Meth with Crack, is my new favorite thing to say to myself alone and unprompted. Never fails to make me smile, LOL. Anyway, hope y'all are well. Truly cannot express how much this show means to me. See y'all next Thursday. Thank you, Kaylin. That was a very lovely email.
That was dope.
This improv troupe, I don't know if we've really talked about it.
Yeah, I will talk about it, but it is longer than, in order to really tell it, it is longer than.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's put that on the docket. Maybe next episode. Should we try to dig into?
Yeah, maybe so. Yeah.
Because we could probably do, because we both did improv. There's probably improv stories we could fill an episode with. Maybe do something like that. Okay. So I know. That's always sometimes annoying that we get asked the thing and we're like, cool, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But okay, so we'll get to that. But thank you so much for that email. And then this one here, this is from Gabe. And great podcast with a great host, the title says. Hey guys, love the podcast, but I just wanted to ask, why isn't it called The Logan Nielsen Show? I mean, Josh is funny, I guess, but Logan is obviously superior. I mean, compared to Logan, Josh is barely even there, but they spelled it like bear in that pun that you love.
Oh, God.
I'm just kidding, parentheses, maybe. I love both of you, and I love the show. 1 million out of 20 jangles. Sorry about your brain, King. Gabe, and then I love they give a pronunciation key, and it just says, pronounce like the word gay. Then you add a B sound.
Wow.
Thank you, Gabe. I appreciate that, because I know this episode 2 is going to get some hate because I talked a lot, and some people hate that. So some of our listeners are not a fan of me being a part of the show, but so I appreciate that.
Yeah, and thank you so much, Gabe, and thank all of you. Thank you for listening to the Josh Johnson Show. We had a great time recording. I hope you had a great time listening. All that I ask of y'all in this episode is, if you enjoy the show, just tell one friend. Just tell a friend about it, so we can hopefully make more people laugh in the new year. Come out every Thursday, wherever you get your podcast. You already know that if you're listening. And if you're looking for Logan,
you can follow me on Instagram at Logan M. Nielsen. And if you want bonus stuff that we do, because we make some videos, we do some side podcasts, we do a bunch of goofy stuff over at our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. And like we mentioned earlier in the episode, we do monthly live shows. So come join us. We tell stories we've never told in the show before. We interact with people and have a generally chaotic time. We literally just finished recording January's before we started recording this. And it was one of the more off the rail ones we've had, I would say.
Yeah.
It was pretty chaotic, but it's a whole different vibe over on that. And we're touring this year, so keep an eye on all the links are down. We put so many links down there. They all lead to important information.
Yeah.
How's that?
Thank you all so much for listening. I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I hope you have a great weekend.
And I hope you have a great trip to Australia, Josh.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. One assumes.
I'd like to assume.
There's so many spiders there.
Don't. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. It really supports the channel. Hit the bell notification because apparently it's the only way YouTube will tell you that something happened. And just tell a friend. That's the biggest thing you could do. Just tell one person in your life that you like, maybe you don't like, that this video happened to you.
We release the podcast every Thursday on all the podcast apps, so you should find us there and subscribe on those and comment and leave reviews and whatever on all of them. And also, if you want bonus stuff, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/Josh Johnson Show. We have bonus podcasts and videos and stuff there, and we'd love to see you